Tensions continue between the U.S. and Iran. Iranian officials see no prospect of negotiations with the U.S., according to a foreign ministry spokesman. Despite just a day earlier, President Trump said that a deal with Tehran on their nuclear program was possible. Joining us to discuss, former Pentagon official Mike Maloof. All right, Mike, we know a few days ago Trump decided to send more U.S. troops to some unknown place somewhere in the Middle East. Today, he's saying that he believes the Iranians want to make a deal on nuclear. What gives? Is this just a play out of the art of the deal?
It's part of it, absolutely, because you had the bombastic stage now to establish, to get attention, establish leverage. Now, the whole idea from Trump's playbook is to now look for an area for compromise, unlike Bolton, who wants to just take him out. But that aside, and that's a separate issue, I think now we're beginning to see the back channels beginning to operate. And we're seeing this now most recently with Japanese Prime Minister Abe, who will be in Tehran in June, offering to negotiate, and Trump has accepted. So I think that is a very significant development. And it means, I think, that will have a tendency to lessen tensions a tad, even though separately you've got John Bolton being the head of foreign policy for the Trump administration, as opposed to Trump himself doing his own thing. And he's conniving to basically corner Trump in a way that Trump will have no exit. And that he's doing things that are very, very dangerous right now. The fact that he just went to the UAE, will be meeting also with Saudi officials. That is a signal, to me at least, that he's got an ulterior plan going. Now, people will say, yeah, they're playing good cop, bad cop. That's part of it. But
you really believe the mustache is doing this underhandedly?
Yes.
Where the president has no idea.
And he tried to do it back in 2003. I mean, it was part of his scheme, along with the Israelis and the other neocons, to take out Baghdad, put the U.S. there. That's why we have the largest embassy in the world in Baghdad, because that was going to be the hub for all U.S. Middle East policy.
So now Iranian officials today said flat out that they don't see any benefit in negotiating with the president or members of his administration, including Bolton, as these tensions between the two, continue to rise, and it's probably at the highest point it's been in years. Let's take a quick listen to Abbas Mousavi. He's the foreign ministry spokesman. He said this at a news conference in Tehran today.
The Islamic Republic of Iran does not pay attention to statements and rhetoric. What is important for us is that change in tone must lead to change in approach and eventually in behavior. We will make a decision based on what we observe and practical results with regard to the region and us. What we are seeing now is a contradiction from President Donald Trump and his administration.
All right, in not so many words, he's saying talk is cheap.
Yeah, but he's also saying there's a contradiction between Trump and his administration.
So he sees it.
I think so. And an atmosphere for negotiation needs to be set. And if you're going to continue sending troops in large numbers of them and jockeying militarily, no, that's not conducive to an atmosphere for negotiation. On the other hand, that's why it's really important, I should say, for the Iranians right now to keep a low profile, no provocation. Otherwise, you give John Bolton a victory.
Right. So no shutting down the Strait of Hormuz, no actions.
There won't be any of that.
Play it cool.
Be very cool. And in fact, warships, U.S. warships and others go through every day through the straits, and they have to get a permission because they go into Iranian territory. Right. But Iran's letting them pass through, no problem.
They're playing it cool.
They're playing it cool.
Now, Trump also said he's not looking for regime change in Iran.
Right.
He said that flat out. But you've stated this before. John Bolton is. Look at Bolton, how he's handling Venezuela. And look how he handled 2003, as you said. So where might the cards fall? If Trump and his national security advisor, they don't see eye to eye here, where does that land?
Well, I think on the one hand, Trump needs John Bolton to act like the bad cop. What I'm concerned about is the manipulation that Bolton is undertaking behind the scenes that will put Trump into a corner that he won't be able to get out of. And now the good cop, bad cop routine is okay. And that was good for a certain plateau a certain level of art of the deal.
Yeah.
But now we've moved on, and now there's we have an atmosphere here and an opportunity for possible discussions, just like we did with North Korea. North Korea was one of the hardest nuts to crack. At least they sat down and talked.
All right.
Now, and hopefully that can now begin to happen with the proper people coming in and putting that influence on the leadership in Iran. Setting the table.
But it doesn't sound like Bolton is that guy to invite to dinner. So
he'll stay in the kitchen.
Well,
and that makes him more dangerous.
That's kind of scary, Mike. Whenever we hear those words from Mike Maloof, you got to mark them, people. As always, appreciate your expertise, Mike Maloof. Sure. Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.